It is a Sunday afternoon in February. It is freezing outside. The wind is howling against the windows. You do what British people have done for centuries to keep their families warm and their spirits high. You walk over to your wood-burning stove, you strike a match, and you light a fire. The living room fills with that comforting orange glow. You feel safe. You feel cosy. You feel like you are protecting your home from the biting cold. But outside, 200 feet above your roof, the silence is broken by a low mechanical hum. A commercially operated drone, equipped with a high-sensitivity PM2.5 laser particulate sensor, is hovering directly in the plume of smoke leaving your chimney. It isn't taking pictures of your garden. It is analysing the chemical composition of the air you are expelling. Within 3 seconds, it registers a reading of 300 micrograms per cubic metre. The drone snaps a geotagged photo of your chimney pot. It cross-references your address with the council's smoke control area database. It logs the violation time, 16:42 p.m. 2 days later, the letter lands on your doormat. It is not a warning. It is a fixed penalty notice for £1,000 under the Environment Act 2021, amended 2026. Welcome to the War on Wood Burners. You might think this sounds like science fiction. You might think, they can't police the smoke from my own house. You are wrong. Across the UK, local councils are under immense legal pressure to meet strict World Health Organization air quality targets. They are failing, and the biggest culprit isn't diesel cars anymore. It is domestic wood burning. So, they have unleashed a crackdown that turns the Hajj lifestyle into a criminal offence. In this investigation, I am going to expose the technology being used to sniff out illegal fires. I will explain why the smoke control zones have quietly expanded to cover almost every town in the UK. I will show you why your neighbours are being encouraged to report you via anonymous apps. And, crucially, I will explain why burning wetwood is now a financial death sentence. This is a warning to anyone with a log burner, an open fire, or even a chiminea in the garden. The rules have changed, and ignorance is no longer a defence. Please take 1 second right now to hit that subscribe button. The government isn't running TV ads to warn you about this because they need the fine revenue. We are here to tell you the ugly truth so you can avoid the £1,000 penalty. It costs you nothing, but it could save you a fortune. Thank you. Now, let's look at the surveillance state above your roof. To understand why this is happening, we have to look at the invisible killer. Particulate matter 2.5, PM2.5, are tiny particles of soot that enter the lungs and the bloodstream. According to Defra, domestic wood burning produces more PM2.5 than all the traffic on UK roads combined. For years, the government tried education. They asked nicely, please burn dry wood. It didn't work. Wood burner sales exploded during the energy crisis as people tried to save money on gas bills. So, the government switched tactics. They moved from education to enforcement. They introduced the expanded smoke control areas. In the past, these zones were limited to big cities like London, Manchester, and Birmingham. But in 2025 and 2026, hundreds of smaller councils, from suburban Surrey to rural towns in the Cotswolds, have invoked their powers to declare their entire boroughs as smoke control areas. Do you know if you live in one? Most people don't. If you live in a smoke control area, the law is simple and brutal. You cannot emit substantial smoke from a chimney, and you can only burn authorised fuel unless you have a specific Defra-exempt stove. But how do they enforce it? You can't put a policeman in every living room. This is where the smart enforcement comes in. Councils are cash-strapped. They cannot afford to send an officer to stare at your chimney for an hour. So, they are using technology. 1. In the drone squads. Several councils have trialled and are now deploying Enviro-Drones. These are not constantly patrolling. That would be too expensive. But they are deployed in hotspot areas on cold weekends. If a neighbourhood has high pollution readings, they send the drone up. It can scan 50 houses in 10 minutes. If your chimney is the one puffing out thick grey smoke, the drone gathers the evidence. The sensor data combined with the visual footage is enough to issue the fine. 2. The smart sniffer. Lampposts. In high-density areas, councils are installing Zephyr air quality sensors on lampposts. These are cheaper than CCTV. They monitor air quality 24/7. If the sensor on your street detects a spike in PM 2.5 at 7 p.m. every Friday, the council knows exactly when to send the enforcement officer, as they are using data analytics to predict when you light your fire. 3. The Neighbour Snitch app. This is the most effective tool they have. The government has updated the nuisance reporting guidelines. Neighbours are now encouraged to report persistent smoke or acrid smells. There are apps and online portals where a neighbour can upload a video of your chimney. If your neighbour hates your wood burner because it dries their washing improperly or makes their garden smell, they can report you anonymously. Under the new rules, the council must investigate complaints, and unlike in the past, where they had to prove a statutory nuisance, which is hard, now they only have to prove a breach of the smoke control order. The burden of proof has shifted. If smoke is coming out, you have to prove you were using authorised fuel. If you can't, you pay. And let's talk about the fine inflation. It used to be a £300 fine. It was a slap on the wrist. The government realised that for many wealthy homeowners in Chelsea or Cheshire, £300 was just the cost of doing business. They paid it and kept burning. So, the Environment Act raised the cap. Local authorities can now issue fines of up to £1,000 per offence. And this is a civil penalty. They don't need to take you to court to issue it. It works like a speeding ticket. You get the letter, you pay the £1,000. If you refuse to pay, or if you are a repeat offender, they can take you to the magistrate's court. The maximum fine there? £5,000 plus a criminal record for lighting a fire in your own home. But the trap goes deeper than just smoke. It is about what you are burning. In 2026, the sale of house coal and wet wood, wood with moisture over 20%, is illegal in England. You might have a shed full of wood you chopped yourself from a tree in the garden. It's free heat, you think. If that wood has not been seasoned for at least 2 years, it is likely wet wood. Burning wet wood produces 4 times more smoke than dry wood. If an enforcement officer knocks on your door because the drone spotted the smoke, they have the right to ask to inspect your fuel storage. If they test your log pile with a moisture meter and it reads 25% or 30%, that is an admission of guilt. You are in a smoke control area, emitting smoke and in possession of unauthorised fuel. The fine is automatic. And don't think you are safe just because you bought kiln-dried logs from the petrol station. Now, we have seen reports of fake, ready-to-burn labels. If you buy cheap wood from a guy on Facebook Marketplace who dumps a ton bag on your drive for £50, be very careful. If that wood isn't certified, you are the one liable for burning it, not him for selling it. The council doesn't care that you were scammed. They care that you are polluting the airshed. This creates a terrifying dynamic. You are sitting in your living room, trying to stay warm. But you are paranoid. Is the wood dry enough? Is the smoke visible from the street? Is the neighbour filming my chimney? Is there a drone overhead? The simple pleasure of a fire has been turned into a high-stakes game of Russian roulette with your bank account. But there are ways to survive this. There are ways to burn legal, safe and smoke-free. There are specific stoves that are exempt. There are specific techniques to light a fire that produce virtually zero smoke. And there are legal loopholes regarding grandfather rights for older appliances that you need to know about. We established that the Council has weaponised technology, drones, sensors, and apps to enforce the expanded smoke control areas. We know that a single plume of grey smoke can cost you £1,000, but let's assume you are not going to rip out your stove. Let's assume you rely on it for heat, or you simply refuse to be told what to do in your own living room. You are going to light that fire. The question is, can you make your fire invisible to the drone? The answer is yes, but you have to fundamentally change how you burn. Here is your wood burner survival guide for 2026. This is how you stay warm without getting a criminal record. At Step 1, the moisture meter defense, the £15 shield. If you own a wood burner and you do not own a digital moisture meter, you are walking into a trap. This little yellow gadget costs £15 on Amazon. It is the only thing standing between you and a fine. The law says you cannot burn wood with a moisture content of more than 20%. Here is the mistake everyone makes. They buy a bag of logs. They test the outside of the log. It reads 15%. They think they are safe. Wrong. The outside is dry. The inside is still wet. When you throw that log on the fire, the heat splits it open. The water inside boils, turns to steam, cools the firebox, and creates massive amounts of particulate smoke, PM 2.5. The correct method: you must take a log, split it in half with an axe. Test the freshly split face in the centre. If it reads 21%, do not burn it. You see, if the drone spots smoke and the enforcement officer knocks on your door, the first thing they will do is test your wood pile. If they find a log reading 25%, they don't care that the rest are dry. You are in possession of unauthorised fuel in a smoke control area. Action: buy a meter today. Test every single batch. If it's wet, stack it and wait another year. Do not risk it. Step 2. The top-down method. The invisibility cloak. This is the single most effective way to beat the sensors. Most British people were taught to build a fire bottom up. You put paper at the bottom, then kindling, sticks, then logs on top. This is wrong. When you light the paper at the bottom, the heat has to rise through the cold logs on top. The logs don't catch fire immediately. They smoulder. They release thick, grey smoke for 20 minutes before they ignite. That 20-minute window is when the drone catches you. That is when the neighbours smell it. The survival technique: switch to the top-down method, also known as the Swiss method. Place 2 large logs on the bottom of the grate. Place 2 smaller logs across them. #shape. Place your kindling, sticks, on top. Place a single firelighter on the very top. Light the firelighter at the top. Why does this work? The fire burns downwards. The heat from the kindling instantly warms the flue. The smoke from the logs below has to pass through the flames on top to escape. The flames incinerate the smoke particles before they leave the chimney. Result: 0 visible smoke. Your chimney will just show a heat haze. The drone's camera sees nothing. The PM 2.5 sensor reads low. You are invisible. It's Step 3. The Ecodesign trap. You might be thinking, I'm safe. I bought a brand new £2,000 stove that is Ecodesign ready and Defra exempt. Be very careful. Yes, modern stoves are cleaner. They are designed to reburn smoke. But the mayus, they only work if you run them hot. The biggest cause of fines in 2026 is slumbering. This is when you get the room too hot, so you close the air vents on the stove to turn it down, or try to keep the fire in overnight. When you close the vents, you starve the fire of oxygen. The flames die. The wood smoulders. The temperature in the flue drops. The stove stops reburning the smoke. It starts pumping out raw PM 2.5. An Ecodesign stove that is slumbering pollutes just as much as an old open fire. The rule: burn it hot, or let it go out. Never try to keep a wood burner in overnight in a city. That low-level smoke at 3 a.m. is exactly what the smart sniffer lampposts are designed to detect. If you close the vents and the glass turns black, you are breaking the law. Clean glass equals clean burn. Black glass equals you are about to get fined. Step 4. The legal loophole, Defra exempt appliances. If you live in a smoke control area, which, let's be honest, is almost everywhere now, you have 2 legal options. Burn authorised fuel, smokeless coal/anthracite, on an open fire. Burn unauthorised fuel, dry wood, only on a Defra exempt appliance. You need to check your stove. Does it have the Defra exemption plate? Is it on the official government list of approved appliances? If you are burning wood on an open fire or an old 1990s stove in a smoke control zone, you are acting illegally even if the wood is dry. The appliance itself is the issue. The defence? If you receive a fine, your only defence is to prove A. You have a Defra exempt stove. Send the certificate. B. You are using dry wood. Show your supplier receipts for ready-to-burn, kiln-dried logs. Keep your receipts. If you buy wood for cash from a guy in a van, you have no paper trail. You have no defence. Step 5. The nuisance trap. Even if you do everything right, dry wood, top-down fire, Defra stove, you can still be fined under the statutory nuisance laws. Environmental Protection Act 1990. This is separate from the smoke control laws. If your chimney is short, or if the wind blows your smoke directly into your neighbour's open bedroom window and it interferes with their quiet enjoyment of their property, it is a nuisance. The council can issue an abatement notice. If you breach an abatement notice, the fine is £5,000. This is why the Neighbour Snitch app is so dangerous. If you have a feud with a neighbour, your wood burner is their weapon. Action. Go outside when your fire is lit. Look at where the smoke goes. Can you smell it in your own garden? If you can smell it, your neighbour can smell it. If you are in a terrace or semi-detached house, consider installing a flue filter or an electrostatic precipitator. These are expensive, £1,000 plus, but they scrub 95% of the particles. It might be cheaper than the fines in the long run. Conclusion. The end of the open fire era. The days of throwing a wet log on an open fire and watching it hiss are over. The government has decided that clean air is more important than your romantic evening. They have the technology to enforce it. They have the drones. They have the sensors. And they have the financial motivation, £1,000 per letter. You have a choice. Adapt your behaviour. Buy the moisture meter. Learn the top-down method. Upgrade your stove. Or be the low-hanging fruit that pays for the council's Christmas party. The war on wood is real. It is happening in your postcode right now. Do not let them catch you out. Test your wood, burn it hot, and keep your head down. I want to hear from you. Do you live in a smoke control area? Have you seen the drones? Or are you a neighbour who is sick of the smell of smoke? Leave a comment below. The debate between right to heat and right to breathe is fierce, and we need to hear both sides. If this video saved you £1,000, please hit the like button. It helps us beat the algorithm and warn other homeowners. Subscribe and hit the bell. Because in the next video, we are investigating the Vinted tax raid. Why HMRC is now taxing mothers selling their kids old clothes and sending bills for thousands of pounds. You do not want to miss that. Stay warm, stay legal, and check that moisture content. I'll see you in the next one.